Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is 3 Buck Theater, and we finally got confirmation today that Netflix's Black Mirror's Bandersnatch is in fact a reality, and they dropped a teaser. Now, not much is known or can be really ascertained from the teaser, but it definitely oozes with Black Mirror goodness, especially considering the fact that it drops tonight at midnight Pacific Standard Time, so technically tomorrow, the 28th of December. But man, I don't know what this is, but I think it is the choose your own adventure, because they talk a lot about changing your mind and changing your past. So I have a feeling it's going to give you a lot of choices as to dictate where the story goes. So I wanted to take a look here at the trailer itself, at least take a look at some screen grabs to kind of see what we're working with here, to give us an idea of what to expect when Bandersnatch drops tonight. So what we got here is just the logo. It's very standard, very straightforward. Black Mirror, Bandersnatch. It's letting you know what you're in for, right? Obviously, you see Black Mirror, you know what you're going to be in for. I do like the cracking of the screen and everything else. Again, kind of giving it a 1980s aesthetic. It kind of feels like, although not as much as it could, but a lot of, no, the feel I get from this particular image is that. It starts off here by showing a couple of pills. This is just going to probably be a big part of what the events of the movie are. I would say, when looking at the idea of how it's going to play out, right? Kind of the reality bending experience, so to speak. The pills are going to be the way to go into the game to maybe like get the more psychedelic approach to it, perhaps. I don't know. Maybe it's that. We have a shot of him taking a pill here, although that is juxtaposed later on by him turning pills down and throwing them away. So we don't know, because they reuse this shot twice. So I don't know if this particular shot is going to be this scene right here, or if this is him putting the pills in his mouth and then spitting them out and throw them away in the toilet, which we do see later on. We have this excellent shot of this very interesting designed building, and the main character, whose name we don't know, because we don't know anything about this just yet, is looking up at. I'm assuming that this is going to be the development studio for the game, for where he's going to be working. We see him here talking with Nick Frost, and it is very much Nick Frost. Well, no, it's not Nick Frost, but it looked like Nick Frost at first. But what I love is this shot here, because Metalhead is right there, but it's spelled differently. It's not spelled the same way as the show, or as the episode from season 4. So I don't quite know what it is, but we do see that it is the same robot dog who is missing a part of his limb, but doesn't have the knife attached yet. So I don't know if that's a game concept they're working on, or what exactly that it is, but it's definitely a tie into Black Mirror, which is pretty freaking cool. We see here just they bring the game up real quick. This is just a loading screen, so not too much to see in regards to this. But they do say that Bandersnatch is based off of the book by Jerome F. Davies, who I think is going to be the prolific author. I don't know, like when I saw the trailer and I read what the Korean media rating board said about it, what the plot details were, my first thought immediately went to like Sutter Kane from In the Mouth of Madness, that whole type of take on it, you know, where it's like, if you read it, you go mad, or the writer himself went mad. And that kind of might be what this is. But at the same time, I also kind of got a weird L. Ron Hubbard Dianetic Scientology angle that I was thinking about. Again, I don't quite know if this is going to be exactly what, if it's going to be right, if it's going to be wrong, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. We see him here reading a book, The Lives of Jerome F. Davies. Now that's interesting too. The Lives of Jerome F. Davies. What exactly does that indicate? What exactly is the lives? What does that mean? Well, they do say later on that he killed his wife. He lost it and killed his wife. He beheaded her. So I am kind of curious if the lives of Jerome F. Davies is like the life of a writer versus a killer, or the lives he took. It could go either way. We see this shot here of him programming. This looks like it takes place in his home. A bunch of drawings on the wall. I don't see anything specific that stands out to me in regards to being truly in the Black Mirror universe. But then again, I'm just kind of getting back into it, so my knowledge of all the episodes is not as up to date as it was. This is him looking through the book. We see this image here of what appears to be what I think is the Bandersnatch. I believe this is what the Bandersnatch was. I think that's kind of an early concept of it, because it does look like those are not so much hair, as those are very fine feathers. It's a weird thing because the Bandersnatch from Lewis Carroll's depiction of it was kind of like a bird-like creature. So that could be what this is. It could be his. If you look, you got like the teeth, the canines, all right, are coming down. So for chomping, it could be a weird amalgamation creature, some kind of chimera. Again, we have no real idea yet until we see it. We see him working on it here. There's the book, The Lives of Jerome F. Davies, and I guess it does show that it is. Just bringing it up here, zooming in. We can see that you've got a couple shots of him. So I'm assuming the blue, the yellow, and the red are going to be the 3 levels we go into. This is kind of what I think. I think we're going into the life of Jerome F. Davies with the game. The blue, the yellow, and the red. And the reason why I say that, because there's a shot that pops up later on in the trailer that really kind of brings it up. But if we also look here, we can see a couple drawings on here of some different, we got tiger, lion, and I believe a lioness right there. Look, door, get something or another. That's going to be, I think, something else tied into it. You can see an eye right there with some like eyelashes. So it might be some kind of, I don't know what that is. We'll figure that out when it gets there. But other than that, there's not much I see. But we do see, again, a lion right over here. So that is playing into this. So I could be wrong. I could be wrong because there was another image on the Wikipedia page of the Bandersnatch that was more lion based. Now, if you look here, we got the lion design right there matched with the lion head over here. Going back, we got this image right here. Maybe this isn't a bird. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is some kind of deformed lion. Maybe that's what Jerome F. Davies is writing about and I just interpreted it wrong. That could be the case as well. We got him here just looking sullenly in the mirror. I was trying to get a shot to see what that is right there, what he's looking at, but it's blurry. It's hard to tell. Here he's looking at JFD doc, right? So Jerome F. Davies documentary. So he's going to be looking and trying to understand more about him. I think what's going to happen is the Bandersnatch is going to be kind of what comes out of Jerome's mind, so to speak. And I think he needs to understand more about him, and he's going to dive into the world of this guy, the craziness of this guy. I think is what we're going to see off that. We have this woman right here who pops up a couple different times in the trailer. I think she's going to probably end up being like the love interest, maybe the quirky girl that works in the office. I don't want to like stereotype or whatever, but or typecast, but that we didn't get much else out of her. But clearly her hair, Cyndi Lauper-esque, her makeup, Cyndi Lauper-esque. It's clearly the 1980s. This was just, looking at, I think the programming they're just going to run. I don't know what it's going to be, but I just want to grab a shot of that. Here's an interesting one too, where I think this is after he takes the pills, because what we see here is his hand going into the mirror. If you notice too, on his sleeve, there's blood. So obviously there was some kind of fight or some kind of fall or some kind of accident that indicates that there is going to be some kind of violence, but his hand goes into the mirror. Again, this is the Bandersnatch is through the looking glass, is what it's going to be based off of. It's a Lewis Carroll original creation going into Alice in Wonderland. All of that's in the public domain, so nothing to worry about there. But I do think this is going to tie heavily into Lewis Carroll themes. We got this guy right here, which looks like a hitman from a weird 1980s video game. Not entirely too sure what's going to come out of this, but this could be the Bandersnatch game. But it also looks like it's just like in an office building. Like those are all cubicles right there. And the vibe I get's kind of like Agent Smith sort type character, but then again, I don't know. Now this goes into what I talked about earlier with the different red themes, right? The blue, the yellow, or the red. And we have this shot here of this woman. It's a complete shot, all bathed in red. My first indication from this was that it might be some kind of like sexual thing, but I think that this is his wife. I think that this is Jerome F. Davies' wife that he ends up beheading, and this is the part in the game where you are, I think, maybe taking control of that. You're going into Jerome's world, you're going into that mentality, and you watch this play out, whether you are in fact acting as Jerome, I don't quite know, or you are, trying to just be an observer. In this case, we have no idea, but this is Black Mirror, so there's going to be a lot of violence, a lot of death. But I think that the wife, her also being out of focus, is going to be another indicator of that as well. We have the shot here of Will Poulter looking at himself in the reflection in glass. What caught my eye on this, though, is the fact that his pupil is dilated, but it's not dilated like like normal. It's not dilated like he took the pills. This is clearly going to be a shot of him, I think, after he's ingested the pills he talked about, but his pupils being as oval as they are indicates like a reptile response. So if there's any kind of reptiles, which we haven't noticed any, there's only been like the lions have been the animals that have popped up so far. But then again, there was the bird aspect that I mentioned earlier, and there was the image on Wikipedia's page for Bandersnatch that shows a bird and a lion type creature. So again, that could be where it plays in, where the main character is the lion, and then Will here is the bird, and I'm not too sure the significance of both. We won't know until we see it. We have this shot here of the crazy dude. Don't quite know. It's creepy as shit. Wanted to put it in there. Teeth are definitely freaky, which leads me to believe that it's definitely British. We have the main guy here holding a knife, but there's no blood on the knife. So this is something that's going to maybe coincide with the later part of the movie or of the event, because they call this a Netflix event, which is why I think we are going to get to choose your own adventure. Don't quite know what that is, but here we go on this. This is the only image I saw towards the end here where we get to see these long nails, these claws. Now, this could be, again, kind of bird-like. Now, most birds have, three claws or whatever on their paws or whatever you want to call it, their legs. This has a full 5, but it does kind of look bird-like to me, and it looks kind of maybe demon-like. It could also, again, be maybe something like the lion type character, part of the Bandersnatch, but I do believe this is going to be what you encounter inside the game when you get there in the movie. And that kind of leads us to where we are right now with this. There wasn't much. It was only like a minute and 10 seconds. But Bandersnatch, I've watched the trailer a few times just to get a solid understanding of it. They really didn't give us much. Netflix really did not give us much of anything in regards to this, but I still think it's going to be a lot of fun. Again, look for my coverage of it. I'll be going through as much of it as I possibly can over the course of the weekend, and I'm excited to see it. But let me know what you guys think. Is there anything that I missed in the trailer that caught your eye? Is there anything that I missed here that caught your eye? Be sure to let me know down in the comments below, and subscribe if you want to get more information on Bandersnatch. I'll talk to you guys later. Have yourself a great day, and peace out.